remember, guys, how he started the first half, even on this best of 5 with a 1-11. He's back in the server, but what I want to see is a little bit of kayak.
All right, here comes the agent select now, and Fnatic, of course, Crashies, he's just going to hold that one for the timing. He's doing his thing here. We're not, of course, getting any changes here, Paper Thin, from the DRX side of things. They're going to continue to run that Mosquito comp. We're looking for just some more aggression here, right, especially on the attack, without a doubt, but just more of that ping-pong gameplay that we even see from the Waylay and the Yoru, right?
Yeah, exactly, and I mean, specifically on the defender side, you need more value out of the Waylay. Like, you've got to be able to get some good ults to hit, to get some good saturates to hit, to find those moments where you can set up those crunch plays, maybe at the top of a lobby, things like that, where you can really utilize that agent's ability to cause chaos, to slow up and gum up your opponent's ability to create space.
Absolutely. It's those saturates, those ultimates that Hyunmin was so good at on the defense on Sunset. But now, when we go into this attack side, going up against the Fnatic's defense, they need to get in and around them. They can't just start going through the Viper and the Killjoy utility. They need to find those gaps around the middle of the map a lot more.
Mimi did a brilliant job explaining how VaporX wanted to deal with DRX and what they do in the attack. It's the same almost in every map. Fnatic did find a way around it, and they have to repeat it for this one. Again, put in a little bit of pressure, also learning to just play for the retake, understand that they're going to be extra aggressive and just playing around it. You know how to.
Both teams are at an even keel here. It's now time to start map 3. It's Haven. Let's send it back over to Brendan Sideshow for the call.
Really getting into the swing of things here, this middle ground territory and best of 5s, and time to see if DRX can put their best foot forward. They're setting on their favorite side of the attack with this composition, even making changes to it, which I'm a fan of. I didn't like it, at least when they were playing the Neon with the Waylay. It left Flashback almost out on his own a lot. Much better when they combo off of each other and they can play that ping-pong style. So they made the changes there, adjustments need to be made, and then there's also the question of mental resiliency. Can they bounce back after being smacked around by a Fnatic squad that is used to really asserting themselves in these high-pressure scenarios?
I think it is so important, though, that they're starting on the attack side here of Haven, because that's where they got their 10-2 lead last time around, and it's the defense where they've been struggling. It was defense Corrode that they just got bullied on. It was defense Haven where they ended up losing massively. Went down 11-1 there to lose the 10-2 lead that they gained. And I agree with you that the change onto the Yoru is a good one overall on Haven. But I think it should make their attack side slightly weaker because the Neon Wall and the stuns are super good on BXX. So it should make their defense side a lot better, slightly worse in this half.
Chronicle is playing right onto the edge of the smoke there. A couple of shots to lay it down. So Crashies by his side.
And taking a lot of A space very early on. It was almost impossible, sorry, for Fnatic to hold on against what DRX were doing.
One play break start, doesn't give away the game just yet. 5 players grouped up over towards A now, looking to apply that pressure. Reinforcements need to arrive, and what a perfect paranoia just in time. Posted towards the back, the shots don't land, the recall back, and out, but DRX are playing themselves in anyway. What a way to assert yourself and announce yourself to the party. Felt like that one was falling to pieces when the duelists weren't really able to get anything going, but
well, that shows you the power of the refract in that situation too.
Absolutely.
Hyunmin pulls all of the attention. Trip broke on the flank, freeing Star to think about it, but Alpha would have to hit some ungodly shots to make this one a reality.
It's going to have to be surgical. It goes on either side here. Kayak already taking a dink to the dome. Not much life left in him, but he can still do some damage perhaps from this angle. The time is ticking. It's getting away from him, and right from behind, that's where Bane is going to strike.
I mean, that's a good, confident look from Bane there, pushing all the way upstairs. Not just cowering on the site after getting brutalized on Corrode, looking to try to take the fight to Fnatic. Hyunmin, he takes a loss, but also building up one step towards his ultimate. Wasn't really about the duelist though, was it? It was about those players behind them. Bane and Mako in particular.
More supportive elements.
Yeah, taking all of that space together. I like what Boaster's doing with the paranoia there, because it's a really good idea of being able to push back the duelist, but there is no smoke on site for the others to play around. I look at Crashies and Chronicle in that situation. If they had an on-site smoke to also use, that would be really good to stop the others from being able to take all of that space. But Boaster instead prioritizing the paranoia in that spot because it's really good at keeping the duelist back.
Not dealt with early. Name of the game for Fnatic on their eco. Going to be trying to farm up most of these orbs. Take away some more win cons as well, because, listen, you don't want to get DRX going on this comp attack side with the ults generated. They will snowball. The game can get away from you.
Yeah, we saw on Haven 2 extremely one-sided halves. We've just seen a super one-sided half on Corrode as well. We've had quite a lot of these over the course of the tournament, actually. Teams building up a huge amount of momentum, snowballing off the back of ults, and then, in some instances, ridiculous comebacks. Could be a map for that, but you'd expect that both teams have made adjustments to how the other was playing earlier in playoffs. This time, though, Fnatic giving up the A side. It's very, very difficult to anchor against DRX's composition.
Looks propped up. It's a really awkward one as well, but as it goes down, that's going to be the sign to go forwards. Big smoke to play in as well. Makes it uncertain almost, but dominating the angle still with that hinder dropping down. These are players that are flooding their way back in. Fnatic finding their footing. Paranoia sweeps. It's massive, honestly, and alongside the dart, it combines it all. The only thing missing from Fnatic is the weaponry in their hands to do the job and the damage after the fact. It's good util combos, though. Could be signs of life for a little bit later when Fnatic are on that even ground.
Yeah, all three players there inside the site getting caught by the Paranoia. The recon combo, but comes down to Alpha to do something simply miraculous, and I would argue impossible, with the classic in his hand.
Yeah.
So cleanly done there for DRX, shaking off the doubts from Corrode. Now we're getting into more familiar territory, remember. The first two maps we'd not seen Fnatic play all tournament. Now Haven, a map where we've seen both teams clash. Bind coming up next that both teams have played quite a lot of. And then ending, if we get there, on Ascent, which was again featured in the match that these two teams had to open playoffs. Looking towards C as part of their default for this round. Maybe just to deal with Alfier's turret.
It's way out in the open. It's broken though, so acknowledges that they are leaning over towards C early on. Flashback. Happy to take a few pot shots, apply the pressure evenly, still see if he can keep a couple of players of Fnatic anchoring over towards A. Instant reclay being caught. I mean, Crash is already using a drone and it's forced a rotation. You can see Boast already getting a move on.
Right here.
Alpha should be trying to challenge this one with his rifle a little. They've got the wall to flood back in. Alpha and Chronicle are a nasty duo to hold on. But DRX can be pretty overwhelming. They take the front site at least.
Yeah, it's slow for now. Trying to save a bits and pieces of the util to try and take into the further fights. Deep smoke that's going to be layered down and dropped down. Still that Logs angle is going to be anticipated. Mako to clear it. That dart not dealt with. It does light up multiple players, but they're flooding in now, trying to get the fight going. But what a flash and blind. It is flashed back with the immediate answer back.
They've got so many tools to deal with that Viper wall. Mako was set, prepped, ready to go for a Paranoia. Flashback has two flashes to work with as well. They've got so many ways of being able to put pressure on backside players. And that's why usually when we see these teams clashing in Pacific, it's the job of the Killjoy to try to drag util out early on. You don't just play for the flood. You have to challenge a little bit before
especially
teams like DRX get in.
Like DRX. It's one of the identifiers that Boast was talking about. He was saying, well, you got to fight them early. You got to force the util out of them.
Well, that's the exact opposite of what they just did.
Exactly, right? So, got to see them playing towards that a little bit more. It's tough on a map like Haven. As you see pressure spread out. You never really want to be the player that's hard anchoring alone when the rest of your team isn't ready to help out.
No, but I mean, at the same time, you see teams like, if you want to pick out a team that's playing a pretty similar composition, you find a team like Gen G, for example, and Foxy9 is stood in front of default, trying to take challenges onto players running up long. You know, you sometimes need a nutcase.
Without that confidence, and there's that play. Just missed Prior. Beautiful flash. And setup. Bonus conversion. That's an early timeout, isn't it?
Timeout. Super early. Makes me think it's either something to do with the calls and the mentality on the team, which would be weird because the energy should be high. Feels like Fnatic should be in prime mental position, having just come off the back of an incredibly dominant Corrode, which was their opponent's opportunity to go up 2-0. Or, alternatively, it's just Milan reminding them to play to their outs, the prep that they've had. The ante and the read that Boast has demonstrated, which is to skirmish with them a little bit, to try to avoid DRX being in a position to just exec. We didn't see it on Corrode, you didn't get the chance to watch it, but this team is perfection. It feels like they have spent years in a server drilling every execute. the timing of all of the different pieces and how they ping pong off each other is really nice. When it comes to teams running set executes, DRX second to none at this tournament.
They're doing it best.
But then Boaster is also saying if you stop that aspect of them, they can't mid-round. So, you know, you take the good with the bad, and Fnatic have got to try to force DRX more towards the bad.
Time to jump.
3 sheriffs, 2 rifles saved. Look towards round 4. Adjustment's still going to be made immediately. Look at that, Kayak. Happy to step up again, a bit of posturing from him.
One of the only players with a rifle. Instantly gets him the opening kill.
Yeah, that's a gun potentially on the ground. I think they might be able to reclaim it.
Activates a trip. Trip, though, not broken off the back of that clone. DRX going into B here, but without the neon wall, remember.
Yeah, it's not going to be holding back this one. Still, Fnatic are waiting in the wings, looking for a chance to really strike where it hurts, but that plan will go down. There's no pressure.
They're looking to apply pressure to these players they know are going to be falling back, so a double push out through Garage. Kayak and Alpha. Playmakers.
Yeah, looking to see if they can insert themselves into the conversation. Boaster as well onto the flank. Noise coming out either way with that paranoia, but it doesn't really catch on the freeing. Look at him flying off to the sides, takes a shot to the dome. Becoming instantly there, answers in kind. Big gun for it, and yeah, I mean, trying to withstand that kind of stuff. It leaves it down to Chronicle and Crashies, though. It is a 2v2. Long range with a Shockies, dart over the top, and a Hunter's Fury was earned up prior. All that damage done. Gone a bit wide on the mark, but it has bought enough time for the round win, nevertheless.
Forced a Hunter's Fury out from Bane, so a silver lining and 2 guns still kept for Fnatic. But I think they'll have been hoping that that pressure on the B post plant would have worked a little better. Boaster gets himself tucked up all the way into A lobby and throws a paranoia through. They're supposed to clear grass. They've looked at the previous game. They know where DRX like to play from, but Freeing's position is so smart. It's just out of all the danger. Able to re-swing back in anti-flash while Bane in the other side of things. And no chance there for Boaster to win that duel. 2 ult orbs away from flashback, having a massive attacking ultimate. Kayak a little closer.
Fnatic players still spread with the default. Bit of pressure again being applied as shots fired off. Turret's a bit further back from now, but Chronicle's gone down. That's just spam through the wall.
That's brutal. Don't know whether they saw the traces coming through or what, but that is a massive loss. You can't re-clear and flood back in on and see that easily. And Garage should weaken as well. A really nice pause called in the round for Mako.
Look at what it's done for Fnatic.
He's been remarkably good at closing out 5v4 scenarios. Fnatic usually get the first picks. I mean, that's been something that's been working for them all tournament. Whether or not they close out 5v4 is a different matter, but DRX are so drilled in these spots. Very unlikely they make mistakes.
Taking apart the util. Hold being dismantled here by Alpha, currently sitting at 0-4, but he's going to get his chance to shine soon enough.
They are starting to go into the stacked area of the map.
Yeah.
Recon broken and DRX sniffing this out possibly, but don't have too much room to maneuver. You can't go anywhere here. You just got to re-hit.
Comes down to this fight, taking us an off angle though, and this is disjointed. Freeing, he's not ready for the trade. Almost immediately off that back. Fnatic forwards again. Alpha wants to step up even more. Cage in your face though, and this is damage being dished out on either side of things. Crashies! It's 2 instantly, lay it out, and Freeing takes the right time to strike. Patience played, but doesn't have control towards the back of the site. Boaster left turning around, looking for the time to see if he can deal that death blow. Denied for now. Freeing spotted out just from that barrel, and the shots are going wide. Boaster still with that control. It's going on either side. Mako! He's done him dirty with that one. IGL v IGL action, and the running and gunning is what's saving them in this. Kayak in a 1v2. And no one willing to give him that sign of life. No one willing to give him that fight.
Oh,
Mako!
it's illegal!
Can't be doing it to him.
That's a red card! What on earth has he just pulled out to get DRX up to 5-0?
It's disrespectful, isn't it?
It's revolting! There are a few traces there that detect Chronicle. They have over an 80% win rate when they get the first kill across this tournament, DRX.
Yeah.
And you see that even when things get really sticky, somehow they find the 2v2 magic they need, which in this scenario was Mako running around spraying a Vandal at close range.
Round might be living rent-free at the back of Boaster's head. There was opportunities for him. Couldn't find it. It's knocked Fnatic down to Lower economy, a couple of sheriffs still have a gun or two, at least with the Guardian, but up in mid here, flashback, you might get overzealous, and indeed, that's a head clean off. Shave from the shoulders. Gun not reclaimable.
Take flight.
It's the only silver lining for DRX currently, but you don't want to get bled out, especially when these shots are firing off. Fnatic are perfectly happy to try and take the fights towards you.
Yeah, and it definitely feels like they're trying to play to that win condition we were talking about, where they disrupt DRX before they get into position. Flashback going down early. Fnatic not quite as clean at closing out 5v4s, and this round a bit unfair to hold them to the same standard because they've got 3 Sheriffs and 2 Guardians. So DRX will have chances here to keep that clean sheet they're working with. Fnatic could love a Thrifty though.
Kajak's contact. Boaster is a paranoia in the back pocket. Repositions though, and spotters it out at least now. There's about 40 seconds left. Double dash in. That's a TP alongside it. Reveals the position. Kajak doesn't care. All popped off, and he is safe as anything. Even a gun reclaimed in the process. He's got a rifle now, and this is applying from multiple directions. Plan from DRX is caught for. It's going to be towards that A-Link area, but you still have the smokes to contest with. These players are going to dig deep. You have to fight on the site. In a position like this, Fnatic have got them surrounded.
Drone doesn't get a tag on Bane, he'll have a chance.
Broken, but there's no fair fight, no squared up engagement. Dart reveals, Hyunmin spotted, noted, out, and this is too much to overcome. Overwhelmed here. Call is made, and there's the danger from Fnatic. Always lurking around every corner, you know, the damage they can do, weapons or not.
A big Thrifty, and that one showcasing, I think, the aggression early round really paying off. A small gap in the default for DRX, weren't aware that Kajak could be that deep, and he gets one and gets out. And from there, you don't need to continue pressuring. Fnatic can be confident in the way that they swarm around the site. But they've got to keep that same idea going.
So now we just need a couple more of those. I hit a little jiggy.
I don't know what he's up to out there.
Listen, at least the spirits are high.
Yeah.
Not disheartened. Fast off the rip.
Very quick. Looking to take the fight into Kajak.
2 players spotted with the drone as well.
4 people.
They're going to refight. Flash through this one. They've got a ton of util to do it. It's a paranoia to lead the charge. And Mummy Free just worse for the way. Didn't expect that one. Mako's going to try and hold it down here. Recall into the corner. The heads are turned. What is that from Flashback? To TP up the gut straight through onto the site, but his immediate return of that fire. Kajak is there. Lying in wait now with the operator, might get another chance of things as well with the contact plays the DRX. They're playing right into Kajak's wheelhouse. And Bane's in a 1v2. Unexpected, unanticipated. Alpha, yeah, should be able to do it easy enough.
Fnatic bring the fight to DRX. And in the midst of all the chaos, almost let it slip. But at the end there, it's Kajak and Alpha to secure the round. Alpha very fast on the flank, making use of all of the info that the rest of the team is giving him. There were a lot of players here that died in unexpected ways, not anticipating where the op was going to be, not thinking where the refight was going to happen. Crazy double dash refract as well from Hyunmin. Played Mako in, and DRX almost managed to turn it. But now, tag timeout coming in from Termi, and I think this is about the right time because there's been a very big shift from Fnatic.
A sharp adjustment. I mean, do you think about the pace the fight's being taken?
Yeah.
Fnatic are super eager to fight and re-clear a lot of that space. It's pretty rare for Fnatic to do a play like that.
It is. Yeah, you think of that more with teams like Heretics, for example, or Giants even. When you're looking at the EMEA squads, Fnatic are more known for their patience. Of course, that's on the attack side, but on defense too, they do tend to hold their ground, play for retake much more. They're not running at you, but they've really noticed that you got to play like that against DRX. Against this comp that's so overwhelming with its executes, you got to fight them early.
I don't think those are going to be working the same way you think, but nice try with it. How did he smuggle it into the arena? That's what I want to know. Double up with the baguettes. Regardless, like we were saying, it's a good time for the timeout. DRX facing that pace adjustment Fnatic have pulled out. It's not their first rodeo.
So now you're expecting DRX to come back in here and try to slow the pace down, bait out the fights from the defenders. See if Boaster and Milan are one step ahead, whether they can adjust their own style too. Any confirmation over here from the drone, and Chronicle might think about ulting, but he's walking
up. He's walking up. He's found himself that opening fight as well, but Kayak is happy. Responds to the opposite side of the map, out towards Garage, as he hasn't been dropped. No theft, hold on. Spotted out where Crashies is, a flash as well, but he's repositioned, the reposition is Paranoia, they don't know! It's a hard clearance and Crashy thrives underneath it. Buying enough time for the rest of his team to get in. It's an anger smoke place, and this is dangerous territory, dangerous indeed. Bane rattling a couple of heads, trying to knock it all together, but that is way too much to deal with. Fnatic, the tempo's trying to be turned up against them, but they are happy as anything to play up to that pace.
What a wild play for Crashies. 99% of the time, players are leaving the site there. And instead, he tucks into that deep corner. And it's so unexpected. DRX don't even think to clear it. It's mad. But sometimes you need to be a little bit mad in these big games.
Oh, no one.
DRX knocked down onto an eco. The adjustment, anticipating what Fnatic are doing, but not quite well enough. Freeing has an angle over the top of this. Boaster's looking to challenge from short. Backs it up as the drone clears down long, and Freeing hears all of this.
Here's the footsteps. Right time to strike on this one, and there it is. Head clean off the shoulder. Hunter's Fury being offloaded, an attempt to answer back, but that is an ult, and Crashes like, wait a minute, they could push me on A long. I have to cancel this.
I think that's just a straight up misclick, I think. I think he just got panicked. And now DRX are looking to exec on B.
Freeing inserted himself in through short as well. He's sowing confusion, misinformation. Alpha, ADS up sharp still. Surgical with a shot. Maka with a plant out. Crashies, they just missed each other in terms of that timing. Boaster might go for a reclearance of his own, but they do need to be wary of this one. Hopping up behind, Crashies' patience played and pays off beautifully. Nice little two-piece. And a lockdown even inserted towards the tail end. They want to seal this one up. Getting a move on, Boaster knows it. He hears it, all sound cues falls to him. And Fnatic are well back into this map.
2 rounds in a row, down to the way that Crashies is playing his spots, making the decisions. And he was phenomenally good on Corrode as well. You take a look at this. I mean, obviously, okay, we don't need to show this one. That's a mistake, that's an error. But at the same time, the way in which he pushes out and is able to find this backstab timing, even the patience to just get closer to the corner.
Yeah.
So he gets an immediate swing onto the next. It's too clean. It's too clean. 4 in a row now, answering the 5 in a row that DRX put down early.
Guns in the hands of DRX though. This is, again, all in over towards A.
Boaster hears it. Calls for reinforcements.
Drone sees a lot of them. And they're already calling for the players to move forwards. That is spamming to the corner. Mako didn't know where to stand to that one. TP as well, unexpected as anything. Another fight taken towards it. This is so damn aggressive. Fnatic, they don't let them breathe, man. Not a single inch of space is given up. There needs to be a course correction for DRX. Everything they're doing, butting their heads against a brick wall, against the might of Fnatic. And they're playing like they want to get themselves into another grand finals, but for the first time, they'll be champions.
This already was an adjustment though. DRX managed to tuck themselves into the other side, but they weren't anticipating that recon dart being there. The whole point was they get somebody deep and you actually have a crossfire, you dodge the paranoia reclear. But the adjustment again coming out from Crashies is so clean. You gotta go away from him, man.
Yeah.
He's taken over.
He's absolutely taken over. And he knows what it takes to get to a grand final, especially the top tournament, the best spot, the biggest stage of the year. Doesn't stop. Eco round overall, but there's a tag and damage done through the wall. Alpha, with him gone, a lot of the setup removed, and again, the call for the speed up. It's a double dash over, the recall as well, going to be pulling them all the way back, but again, okay, follow the traces, and you're going to be finding your marks. Damage done to all of them, up on top of Logs, they are not ready for this. PaperX, or excuse me, DRX, giving glimpses of PaperX with the way that they're bloody playing, but Crashy, still a danger player. Lays it in towards the back, but he's just one man, what can he do? Lights up. Knows where the 2 players stand. TP across. This is a crossfire setup. Flash forward to the fight taken. And there it is. Player removed. Massacre Thrifty. I'm surprised at TRX, man. The pace like that has not been working out for them, but they are not to be dismayed.
I mean, the fast pace has been working once they get to a site, and I think that's the big difference, right? They increase the tempo as they hit the site and know where all of the defenders are. It's a much deeper fight that they're taking into people towards the back of C. So funny that you called the Paper X. They really are. They are playing like that.
Hide the names and yeah, like them.
Those big, fast-paced exec moments really do show you what Pacific's up to. 5v5 though, heading into the final round. Guns on either side as well. So a straight-up rifle round. Kayak pretty close around here. And Alpha,
he sees it.
He's spotted that.
The gate crash. Lines in your face. TP to be taken. Into the back. It's a fake one. Double dash over towards it, but that's a pocket to play in. Alpha strikes where it hurts the most. You don't have your diligence if you're not clearing this one out. Hyunmin is just trying to punch a hole through the defense. It's too much though. Way too much. And just like that, in rapid succession, it's Fnatic trying to end this one 6-6. Even up the half, blind in your face, shots fired in the dark, but surely a matter of time, and it is. Drawn up level, Fnatic, they're the ones in control.
A sick recovery in the half from Fnatic when it looked like DRX could run away with things. What a play. What a nice little pocket for Alpha to navigate around, and even when lit up by the drone, manages to take down Hyunmin too. Perfect adjustments from the last time they played on Haven. Fnatic learning. And all the big players coming out. Kayak, Alpha, and of course Crashy is keeping it up from Corrode.
The tension is there. It's getting to that point in the series, but for now we're going to send it down to the stage. Lewis standing by with a legend of the sport who knows what it's like to play in these very scenarios.
Et encore deux légendes du jeu m'ont rejoint. Two big faces of Valorant history just joined me, Sassy and TCK. First of all, it's a pleasure to have you here. Oi, bem-vindo a Paris. I'm trying my best Portuguese, guys. First of all, Sassy, I wanted to ask you, you've been on these big stages, right, for several times in your career with Sentinels, with Loud. So what makes the difference on those big days? Is it just shooting better, or is there more to that?
I mean, Champions is a big difference, you know, like the stage, the crowd, especially here in France. Man, this is so loud right now. I've never seen that before, and I think this is the most beautiful stage that the Champs have ever seen.
And I think the crowd agrees with you on that. Donc ouais, effectivement, qu'est-ce qui fait la différence ces jours-là? Est-ce qu'il faut juste être plus fort? Eh ben non, en vrai, tu joues avec le public. J'ai jamais vu un public comme le public français. Donc faites aussi du bruit pour ça, si, mesdames, messieurs, s'il vous plaît. And TCK, we speak about the French community, but I want to speak about the Brazilian community. You guys are so passionate about FPS, always smiling, always cheerful. So what makes you build difference? Where does this passion come from in Brazil?
I think since the old days, Brazilian has always shown a really good FPS gameplay. So I think it's not different from Valorant. Sass is here to tell this story, right? And yeah, franchement, merci de l'opportunité. Je suis très ravi d'être ici. Voilà, c'est franchement une chose de fou. Cette mèche, ça va être 50-50. Et oui, tout le Brésilien aime l'FPS. Et moi et Sassy, on est franchement très heureux, très ravis d'être ici. Donc voilà.
Merci beaucoup. What an insane French from TCK. Thank you for that. On est trop contents d'être ici. Les Brésiliens, on adore les FPS depuis très longtemps. And let's see now. Thank you, boys. Obrigada. And let's see now who takes the lead on map 3.
It's properly heating out here in Ecuador. I mean, the crowd raring to go. The French crowds are never disappointing in esports, really. This is no exception, fully turning out for this one. But this kind of rumble and uncertainty is what we were questioning, and that's going to be weighing on the minds of some of these rookie unknown players. But for one of them, really, he's just been lighting them up. Kayak has been unstoppable, really.
Yeah, he's been playing a great game. Sometimes was a little out of the fight as well, actually, in that half. Just posted up with an operator on the other side of the map, but still found his opportunities to get seriously involved. Playing the Yoru, he can instantly respond to the action and play in as one of those flooders behind the rest of the anchoring Fnatic squad. Now, they came up with some great adjustments, right? To be able to recover that half and also to stop a similar 10-2 performance for DRX's attack side. now the pressure is on DRX to make similar levels of adjustment because they only won a single defense round last time these two teams played on Haven, and then their defense was shocking on Corrode we just watched.
So a lot of questions asked of them. Whether they have made those adjustments, we will find out.
Well,
opening here for round 13.
Hyunmin's burned the refract already for a little walk down mid with Mako. Didn't see anything. And the slower that Fnatic play, the more likely Hyunmin is to just waste that ability.
Flashback spotted. Forced to retreat there with a gate crash, already trying to post himself back up, but this is a setup here. Mako holding close. A shoulder might spoil the party. Reveal his position before he's known, and he's trying to re-clear off into the corner. Overwhelmed, potentially damage. Oh my goodness! Coverage there from Chronicle. Bottom section of mid. Could have been even more deadly at that, but Mako still delivering, still raining down those blows.
How on earth was he able to get so much value for just going on that swing?
Just absurdity. If we wanted to see the course correction, it starts here in round 13, and with a pistol round under their belt, DRX can be all smiles.
Absolutely. Last time they lost the pistol on the defense half. Look at the damage he's done. That's mad. I mean, he's doing that before the saturate even really comes through. Crazy stuff from Mako with a classic. But yeah, last time they played, DRX ended up losing that defense side pistol and got bonused afterwards, and it just ended up running away from them. This time winning double pistol should put them in a position. A great chance to win here on Haven.
Doing a thing.
Turret gone, that's a okay! Large face with the presence here. Fnatic are never down and out for the count, even with the weaker weaponry. Fight taken forwards towards them. Reaction here from DRX, but this is overwhelming. Potentially there, the bodies are just toppled! Backflips occurring onto the B site. And all in the name of Fnatic. They spill it out in the blood of their enemies. What a return. And it feels inevitable at that. Bane, he didn't come into this with much weaponry whatsoever. That's laying at the feet of his comrades.
They won't be leaving with much either.
Damage under Kron. 7 bullets. Rapidly from behind, crashes onto the flank. This surely should be a done deal. Finished business, especially with the damage done to Bane. Steps forwards. Chronicle, save pair of hands for this guy.
That's a ridiculous thrifty round there for Fnatic. The first 2 kills happened so fast, but also, am I mad, or was DRX trying to take that long-range fight with a Spectre of all weapons?
Not too sure.
Currently had that in his hand. God, that shot to Mako as well.
Adjustment.
To the classic from that kind of range. Mastercard Thrifty comes out at the perfect time to get Fnatic.
Bro, guys, I'm the gold pro.
I mean...
Well, listen.
Yeah.
You're making a way, you're making a claim for it,
Truer words never spoken. The winningest player in Valorant. Quote, I am the GOAT.
Fnatic do win this one. They will be sailing into that grand finals, a chance to claim a trophy that has always eluded them.
It can be better to lose the pistol and win the follow-up here, because you're more likely to have ults online to be able to snowball the attack side. So, as much as we were talking about round 13, DRX avoiding disaster that had visited them previously, they actually might be in just as bad of a spot, looking to potentially get bonus. Last time they got Alpha Year's Killjoy ult up, which is a nightmare to deal with because then you have to play retake against the Viper, which is horrible. You never want to be doing that. Now, though, DRX are deliberately leaving A open for retake, just gambling on the eco.
They hit a drone now, break the turret. Signs of life over towards A. You're saying it's a bit of a gamble. Push up mid. Mako alone in this play, though.
And there's an alarm bot.
Yeah. Should be open for the taking here. The A site momentarily there. Smokes on smokes here, pushing them back, and the paranoia is the extra element, just in case. You can see Diligence there with the anchor smoke.
Yeah, definitely. Looking to put down the snake bite, throw down a little bit more utility, and buy time for the orb to come back up.
Oh yeah, Dart, double dash forwards. Hold on, he's playing this one into the anchor smoke. This is rapid by DRX. Kills acclaimed across the board. But a weaker weaponry, surely they can't stay the hand of them. Up from the high ground, Kayak's got his eye on it. Flash in your face, and he's made it a 1v1. Flash back versus Kayak. Yoru Yoru, and it comes down to the finer margins. The tiniest of details. But an angle locked down by Kayak ensures that the round is theirs.
The Outlaw doing huge work there, just calming all of that instability. What a shot to open from Flashback. These A retakes. Fnatic know how DRX like to play them, but the explosivity bears mentioning. And that's through the Viper orb, where you're taking decay damage constantly.
Double dash into the anchor smoke cooked him.
Yeah, it's a mad one.
Time to jump.
But at the same time, it's Fnatic who are still in a bit of control with an opportunity to go for...
Hey up, hey up, hey up! What an adjustment! Micro flick to the dome, flashback is gone. Out for the count in this round. Deep push down mid, that's the IGL done. Bleeding out now is DRX. They need to find a way to stem it entirely.
They're taking risks. They're looking to try to take the fights early on. Here comes Freeing again. One of them's got to work for DRX to have any hope. Freeing, in fact,
I have the spike.
not actually catching contact just then. But he's managed to get a deep walk up, and the alarm bot not here. They spotted it earlier.
Stack of bodies, Freeing has to be the playmaker. If there's any chance for DRX in this one. Potentially hearing with the sound cues, but guns out, well trained, return of it. Trying to tip-tap again. Good movement overall. Rightful aim of Alfia is intact. Players are spotted though. Our alarm bots triggered. That's going to be alerting it and calling for the speed up now. Fnatic are getting a move on.
They don't know that there's two on the flank, but Alpha puts down the turret just to make sure. Fnatic fully in control. The Viper not present in this post plant, but the numbers are just overwhelming.
I mean, DRX are already looking to save, I think.
Yeah.
You have to.
This round was so many individual risks. Flashback getting himself tucked down short. I quite like the idea of that. I think that's the kind of thing that Yoru needs to be doing. Contesting the space that Chronicle wants to try to create in A short.
It's the trouble though.
But then when he goes down, it just starts a cascade of other people feeling like they have to take risks
Exactly.
too.
Stepping up to be the hero to try and salvage the round. Fnatic, they love it when teams play into them in that way, in that fashion. They've got discipline.
Yeah. Could you think of a worse team to trickle into than Fnatic when they're running a slow, disciplined default?
They're going to be holding a slow default for like a minute.
Yeah. Still not up to a remarkable ult snowball here, Fnatic. Most of the points going into Chronicle's ult, which you need the site for, you're looking towards people like Kayak or Alpha to really start the snowball, because those ults get you in, crack open the sites. So DRX still with at least one more opportunity to try to stabilize before Fnatic run away with things, but it's the EMEA team who are in control right now.
Good time for the timeout here for DRX as well, because as we said, I mean, Fnatic are in control. They've been in the driving seat past few rounds. Outside of round 13, a blip on the radar in terms of pistol round earned up, immediately answered back by Fnatic with a thrifty win. And it's just been a string of rounds. I mean, round 6 onwards, they have been dominant, in control of the map. And it's that middle ground territory in a marathon that is a best of 5, that these are the moments where you look back at it on the other side of a series like this and you're left with regret. It's important for DRX, if they can, to turn the tide of the fight before it gets out of hand.
They need to play and put everything out there. I'm looking at the way in which DRX are composing themselves, holding themselves on stage. Every time Fnatic win a big round, they're out of their seats. They're jumping up. Boaster fired up, but Alpha as well. Plenty of the players stood up. Something that Achilles was pointing out to me last night. Mako, don't think I've ever seen him jump out of his seat and pop off. He's a calm guy.
He's a stoic giant.
He is. He's the gentle giant of DRX. Been with them through thick and through thin, but you never really see him rallying the team's energy up in the same way. For that, they tend to rely on Bane. I'd like to see DRX, if they are able to win a couple of rounds here, try to really focus on getting that feeling of a comeback happening.
Tension is there. It's an A-lobby fight that's going to be called for here by DRX. A lot of util being thrown in to make sure that they can try and win this one out. It's given up and conceded the space by Fnatic. Very willing to absorb it, look in other directions, see where the cracks in the defense might lie.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out.
The clearance. I mean, Alpha's very much alone when he's taking a fight like this, and he could be overwhelmed rapidly. And look at that. With the rifle in hand, it's Hyunmin who will lead that charge. There's only 2 of them in the hands of these players. Swapping around with the weaponry as well. That Outlaw will hit the deck.
Oh, Mako's on 1 HP.
God almighty.
I mean, he needs to chill in that position. It's a 5v4. You don't need to try to double down. The weaponry's not great, though, and that might have been why he was trying to take the incentive further and further.
Deep drone. Spots it out, but again, there's that uncertainty here for DRX, and it's all about how they hold on to this one. It's Bane and Mako, though, the ones without guns, and they're trying to find this one. Mako, bullet to the back of the head. No surviving that one, big reveal, and they are just so damn unaware. Crashies looking to take over this.
He's a big game player, and he makes big game decisions. He's just contacted fully in on A.
Welcome to my world.
With a pit drop down as well, that surely should be it. Flashback attempts to be that playmaker. Inserts himself back in. Well, Chronicle was occupied with the ult, but to no avail. Hyunmin and Free now left in that 2v3. Dire straights. Got to try and spot where these players could be behind him, but again, there's so much to account for.
And Hyunmin's not even attempting this.
No.
So it was all on Freeing, hitting something completely bonkers. What a play, what a risk to take for Crashies there, to just walk in. As he starts to walk up long, I think he hears a piece of recon utility and so realizes where Bane is playing from. And just catches Mako completely in the back too. DRX not anticipating it, not thinking that Fnatic would go for something unusual off the wall like that.
I mean, there's a major weak spot right now at DRX, is that, listen, when their money is bad, and they're working with just pistols, maybe a rifle too, you don't see the same level of creativity that you do from other teams. They're left drifting around like this, uncertain of where they should really be holding.
I think their early round idea was quite good. I like the trap play over towards B main to put pressure onto Alpha. It just never went from there into anything else.
Yeah.
They weren't immediately trying to be proactive, and the body language is not good out there.
It's telling a lot, isn't it?
That's an eco round.
DRX have been trying to play this one game at a time, is how they've been handling the entire tournament, understanding that they are the underdogs.
And that's your vibes merchant, by the way, Bane. Head hanging low.
Down with the reveal. Operator in the hands of Hyunmin. This is a big investment. It's all in.
Round 18 and we're still not up to Kayak or Alpha Ye's ultimate. Still playing these rounds. Right.
Broken. Clone. Takes a bullet to the chest there. Hyunmin will be forced to respect that line, and everybody's scurrying away from that. They see signs from the operator. Moving over towards C. Good jump spot for Ing. He's going to get some information off the back of it.
And Alpha now is going to have his lockdown available. So you can use this one in Cubby, or you could use it in post-plan. But I think Cubby seems like a good idea to try to take the site.
Gate crash. It's heard and broken. That's going to be looking to dismantle most of this one coming through, but there's a dart not broken in time. Hunter's Fury is going to be used to supplement, but no way off the mark. It's Fnatic who don't want to play into this one. A mad dash scurrying away from the action.
Well, Bane's just used his ult as well,
TP.
so now Alpha has a completely free one.
That's going to be heard. But the question is, where is it? Lying in wait, heaven or hell. It's a guessing game right now, and Bane has to win this fight out. It's a critical one.
30 seconds left.
Revealing area.
The IGL down and out. This is 27 seconds
What
left
are they
into the
cooking?
round. What are they cooking? Hyunmin still lying here. Hinder drop down on top of it. The spike is laying in retreat. Ooming and ahhing, moving around the map. It's onto Alpha now to see if he can carve out that spot, but Mako is not to be removed. Cemented into his spot. The spray now might be messy, but the damage is done. There's no way in hell he's reclaiming that. Mako to make the play when it mattered most, when time was fully against them. And all you got to do is survive. DRX, they stem that bleeding.
Get a round on the board at the final hour here. Just to stop Fnatic getting up to 11. This kill is so crucial. Bane up in heaven, taking down Boaster. If he dies there, it's an open path to the A site. But Boaster, when he died, had to call so many different pivots back and forth, going into Alpha, over towards Garage. Now they should have something a little simpler, though, because you've got the lockdown. Your opponents can't break it. You should be able to set up a fairly easy, like, A short ult, maybe B cubby ult. And so DRX looking to fight over A lobby, expecting that to be the location.
Flashback again.
What a shot!
Crashing into it. Oh my! The damage done is just overwhelming. It's too much to counteract. It's taking absolutely everything for DRX to remain in the game. The Fnatic are so willing to just walk all over them.
As soon as there's a little bit of extra pressure, that saturate through early. Everyone on Fnatic guns out, watching for the squad. Watching for the play, ready to punish at all times. It's smothering out there. Reminiscent of what they were doing on Corrode too. DRX trying to set up for these fights. And just getting battered back. Alpha didn't need to use the ultimate. I think they were trying to make their way down short to get to get that one tucked into the little cubby, take the whole of the A site. Oh, now they've got Kayak and Crashies to play with as well. This is where it gets completely out of control for DRX. They're going to need something huge to get back in this game.
Not even a consolation prize for weapons to be carried into the next. You're right, Josh. They need a major adjustment.
Or a single player who just decides that they can't lose here on Haven.
It's this A lurk wall as well, though. It's causing so many issues. You see every single round so far, most of the time trying to contest over towards A short. DRX are never favored.
No, Fnatic are so good at playing around it. They just know the angles. I mean, they're hitting some outrageous shots too. Kayaks onto Hyunmin was filth. DRX force with Bane on a Sheriff.
Deep cam broken immediately. That gets the acknowledgement that Freeing was looking for, and he's going to be feeling this now. If the dimensional drift popped off early, it's again a pace increase by Fnatic. Looking to clear most of the way in through the cage, and they spot out exactly where Freeing is playing. But do you want to try and take the play here? What is going on? Lit up Freeing, really being ISO booster. It's making matters and taking him into his own hands. Smoke blooms, blossoms, the recall just saves the day. Damage being done though on either side. Dimensional drift. It's a decision to be made here. Choosing to use it. DRX is sending it, flying forwards. It's getting that field, spots out the two of them. One is missing, flash into the back. Oh my! This is Fnatic fully taking over. DRX can't keep up.
Huge mistakes at the end there for DRX. Toe-to-toe with Fnatic at the final moments there. And then a team flash comes through, blinds up Hyunmin. Nightmare scenario. Great entry. Poster playing off the back of his teammate. But DRX had a chance of being able to get back in.
See what's going on? They're everywhere. They're like ants.
That's the pace that DRX tried to play around, but the mistakes inherent within the way that they were playing. And now 4 rounds in a row, it would have to be perfection from here to drag it into OT for DRX.
And they don't have the guns. There's no chance in a position like this, but with Alpha down and out.
Well, you asked for a hero. Flashback was that early in the tournament for DRX.
Steps up, drone spots it, taking that fight, taking it fight forwards, not the gun for the job. Guardian just can't do it. It's a lot of damage done. Kayak barely alive, but he's DRX players now making sure to seal up the gaps.
Fnatic playing slightly faster, going deeper, and offering DRX early fights, early engagements.
There's no reason to take risks still.
No.
The 2 players up, Freeing is very far forwards.
Yeah, in a 5v3, just drop back and play off. They can play off the trip.
Could get caught here.
You can feel the nerves in this game.
No way. Fake clone, you're not doing it to him, not like this. There's no way, there's no way. Surely maintained! I mean, that spells it out. The mental composure, the state of affairs for Fnatic themselves. They're still believing like they can win at any moment. Chronicle would have to do it in a 1v5. For now, I think DRX can breathe that sigh of relief.
For a moment, but like we were talking about earlier, it takes everything for DRX just to fend off what Fnatic are doing.
Yeah, they're barely keeping their heads above water.
And this was a bit of a sloppy round from Fnatic. It was one where they went forwards and started scaling within the first 20 seconds pretty deep, offering DRX those early fights that they want to take. This one just really nice, clean stuff, but taking those kind of engagements deep down A long, deep down A short, on an earlier timing, I think favors DRX. Can Fnatic find the patience in a nervy situation for both teams to just close this out cleanly? Althea and Chronicle's ults should be a slam dunk combo.
The argument still there, as you said, the ultimate's building up.
Paranoia trap play down short here.
Try and make a play for it off of who's contact.
Well, there it is.
So going to take the swing. It's not a favored fight, is it? Fnatic again are just so happy to put the wall back up, apply that pressure constantly.
But think about if Fnatic had gone for that aggressive pace again. They may well have been caught by that, but this time slowing things down and baiting out the early skirmish from DRX.
In minute 10, this is both recon tools using for reclear and to no avail. Bane might be baited into a false sense of security. He might think this is not clear at all. He's taking a jiggle though. Still playing with that caution.
It's actually short that I'm more worried about as well, because that's the best position for Alfier's ultimate. And so they're escorting him. VIP.
Gotta know that a fight could be taken here. That's an ult as well. Claimed out into the corner. Hinder dropped down at their feet. Drone tags. A lot of damage done. Hyunmin could be in a spot of bother. Calling for the call. What a shot is that? Just takes the peek anyway. It's a predictable play with a lockdown now. It's going to clear out most of the way into the A site. DRX, how do they play it?
How do you get back in against Chronicles? Oh, they're going to waylay all this.
They're going to try and fight this. There's 3 seconds left. Use just to try and slow down the approach to make sure that they can't scale, but that is entertainment into the back anyway. Can we fake pressure? DRX holding it down, rooted to the spot, unwilling to give an inch. And time bled out of them. There's no pivot options, there's no chance for it. DRX are finding ways to claw back in.
What a sick read from DRX there. There is a tiny gap for them to be able to play in heaven and in hell. And the waylay afforded them that opportunity to run backwards, dodge the lockdown. Only one
really
person getting
smart.
detained. It's the exact same lockdown that Alfie ran against them in round 15 last time they played on Haven. And they got bonused against it. So that's going to stick in the back of your mind and going to be one of the things that you make specific counter plans to.
I'm all out.
It just so happens that Hyunmin had the perfect moment, though.
Even the clone got detained.
Yeah, to pull something together on the fly.
Smart stuff.
But that's only half of the necessary rounds that DRX needed to get this to overtime. They had to be perfect for 4 in a row. I think Fnatic have got a real question here, though, of whether or not you want to force.
Yeah, take the fight to them.
I think if you force by this round, you're going to have a bit of dodgy weaponry for both of the rounds coming up.
Yeah, you're almost guaranteeing OT.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Because they can get proper weapons for everyone apart from, I think, a single Guardian. So it's not a bad buy. It's just not perfect. And then your economy is going to be on the rocks for a potential round 24.
More chances.
Yeah, have they got something special in the bank? Have they got an idea that they can rely on from the coaching staff? Has Boaster got a read?
Timeout was taken for this purpose. Put this map to bed. The lead in the series in this lower finals against the scrappy underdogs that no one expected to be here. 4-seeded team from Pacific, but they are carrying the hopes and dreams of their region alive, and the same could be said for Fnatic.
Fnatic have decided to force Brent. Guardian, Bulldog coming into this round.
Risky. Bit of money in the bank left trailing. Might not be an all-in. That is faster to saturate, and that dart. Broken in time. Kayak's still there. Trying to square up and take that fight forwards. It's a drone to supplement.
Flashback
his way.
Flashback already left thinking that this wasn't real pressure. And now he's had to scurry back over to A. We can see that the main pack of Fnatic is trying to explore towards Garage and put a lot of pressure on Freeing. Freeing and Mako need to be perfect.
Bam goes either way, goes both angles. Kayak feeling like he needs to take the matters into his own hands and win that fight up, but his flashback does him in. The adversary dismissed. And now all grouping up. Fnatic looking to explode on B.
Into a B exec potentially here. Oh no, maybe going Garage. This trip has been up for basically the whole half, waiting, begging for Boaster to TP into it.
Avoided for now. It's Molly's on either side, trying to see if they can carve a path in. Pressures here, but it just feels like it's the one player. It's a fake that's being played by Fnatic. They're trying to make it feel like it's just Alpha into the front, the paranoia. Forwards into the cage! Oh! They made their match! Double TP up, and it's a Boaster. Finger on the trigger a little bit faster towards it, but it's getting whiffy. Down into these tiny details. It's going away at DRX. Crashes in Alpha, forced to retreat and seeing if they can escape the ire, but it is just impossible. DRX dragging it back.
From the very beginning of this half, DRX have been so ready for that B finish. Again, something very clear that they've noticed from the previous match. The problem is that massive skirmish over towards A lobby, they haven't been able to win consistently enough to force Fnatic here.
30 seconds left.
What a mad moment you've got of Boaster and Mako. The two leaders, the two legends just staring at each other at the top of B. And this, the final one that DRX need to win to drag us to overtime.
Just to survive in a map. Tension is mounting. You can cut it with a knife at this point.
Chronicles had this pit forever, Brian, and he's just never been in a position to use it.
Count on your hands the amount of times he's been able to, where they've got into a successful post plant. Drone takes the lead. Clone off onto another level of this one. Flashback hears it. There's signs of life. A lot of pressure, and Freeing needs help. He needs it now. Bullets raining down as a paranoia forwards, but they anticipate it. They bide their time in a temper the moment. Fnatic have found that opening, and it's going to take heroics, but Mako can't compete. Not against it. Fnatic primed. The pit layer down. Flashback finished. Fnatic surely have done it. All the way down to the wire. It requires miracles now from Bane and Hyunmin. Sharpshooting is a given to even stand a chance, but look at the Merc, look at the Gloom. You have to try and get past Chronicle. So keen to punish, so eager for the blood, and this is it. Haven is Fnatic's 13-11. Despite the best efforts of DRX, it is Fnatic now leading in this finals.